Hello and welcome everybody on today's presentation. My name is Claudia Eifert and I'm very much happy to be able to present to you today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, sunny, warm here in Germany. I hope that you're all safe and that you're all well. And that you're looking forward to this presentation. So welcome everybody again tonight. Some of you have listened prior to our presentation, some of you not. So it's always great to do these presentations and of course to have some different subjects we're going to talk about. Now today, the invitation of the call was very much about gold, precious metals, why gold, why silver, why you have to be your own boss, you be in your own business. So very much in correlation of what's going on really right now on the economy. And that is a huge passion, of course, of mine, since I'm with this company involved, and this is now going on some almost 14 years, so which is really great. In 14 years time, you certainly either it's working very well for you or not, right? So otherwise you wouldn't stick so long around with that, definitely. So 14 years with the company, and the great thing is when we really started with Utopian Global back then under the name of Joseph Wealth System, was the whole idea behind to provide ordinary people with the possibility to make extraordinary wealth. And when we started some 14 years ago with our gold and silver savings plan, it was really about giving people the possibility to be able to diversify in precious metals. Now, many people don't understand. Many people have never been taught about money. They don't really understand what money is. They have no clue. In fact, in the United States, until the 71, it was prohibited to own gold. And so imagine all those generations, they really only what they are used to is the US dollar. And that means they don't really know much and they don't really understand a lot about precious metals. Now we are living in a time of great change, and of course great change requires courage. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear going out, but I believe at the end of the day, you know, if you have a positive outlook, after all types and kinds of bad times, there is always coming eventually a good time. Now, right now, we are entering in a cycle that is probably not be good for people who are not in the know or who don't have that knowledge or the access. And so this is why you guys on the call today, it is really amazing because you will learn things which literally can change your life. Literally can. Why? Well, because again, the knowledge you're going to learn in the next few minutes is knowledge which unfortunately has been lost, which is knowledge which is not new. It is just not anymore being taught in school. And so when you have that knowledge and when you have access and when you have a vehicle, because there's no good if you just have the knowledge, but you don't have a vehicle and not an access. But when you have this combination, then it really can make a difference in your life. And this is what we have here with Utopian Global and through the Utopian Global ecosystem, because what we provide you here is real assets, real income, and real lifestyle. To be able to own real assets, therefore create a real income, therefore have a better lifestyle. Everybody is looking for that, I believe. So wealth, of course, this is our main pillar, gold and silver education about money, but giving you that access that you can easily convert your dollar, your Great British Pound, your euro, your any currency into gold and silver. Now, why would you do that? You're going to learn that in a few minutes. We also have another amazing vehicle, which is Store. Store is where we crowdfund money through many people and then buy with that money real assets. Those assets produce what? Produce an income. So we have assets purchased in Texas in the oil industry, meaning oil field, which is actually producing 750 barrels per oil. And that means people who purchased store through the platform are actually generating income. This is unfortunately not available for the US, but everybody outside the US, yes. Gold or silver certainly is for the US. Now, education, again, without education, people do perish, and it's really, really key. Now, what I have learned in my time with this amazing company has been life-changing. Now, I knew something existed in correlation with gold or silver. I knew myself, I have been through 3 currencies already because I escaped East Germany, came to Germany, and of course we have now the euro. So East German mark to German mark to euro. So every time that would happen, of course, you basically get stripped of your wealth. That is just a fact. And so certainly through education, I eventually grasped and had this understanding, wow, so it's no wonder we're all in that rat race because we're working for that currency which is continuously losing value. So why do we do that? Well, because we don't know. And now you do know because you learn. What I also learned is that you got to be your own boss. You got to be your own business, especially now. You got to have your own business. You need to create a way to get multiple sources of income, to have multiple sources of income, to make money via different ways. And I hear audio problems. I'm not sure if maybe this is Donald for you only. Can anybody hear me? Everybody hear me? If you could just raise your hand, it would be great. Because Donald, I just see that popping up there. Dr. Blue, Gele, Bobby, Julie, or Kevin, could you just let me know? Lachelle, we can hear you. Okay, that's great. So maybe Donald, just check your audio there. All right, so let me go ahead here with the presentation and just let me show you a video, very short, very briefly, before we go into the nuts and bolts of that presentation.
How would you like to be your own boss? Be able to plan your own time and be in control of every minute of your life? Well, it's very possible. And with Utopian Global, you can achieve it as quick as you snap your fingers. The Utopian Global ecosystem allows you to multiply your income exponentially and diversify your assets by converting them into precious metals like gold and silver. This helps you eliminate the risk of inflation and devaluation associated with fiat currency. After all, if it's good enough for governments and central banks to hold their reserves in gold, then why shouldn't you? Besides the gold and silver, we also give you the possibility to participate in STORE. STORE, Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings, is backed by real assets that power the world. By owning STORE, you get to enjoy the rewards from the income generated by the STORE assets. These assets include legacy energy resources in the Raccoon Bend field located in Texas, USA. Our second phase is addressing the plastic crisis and creating opportunity with Polystream Technologies plastics to fuel process. The production, proliferation, and disposal of single-use plastics is a crisis of truly global proportion. That's not all. With our lucrative partners program, you can earn rewards and commissions when you share our message and services with others, as well as qualify for bonuses such as luxury travel and paid holidays. Our affiliates also get premium wealth education and coaching, as well as access to webinars and marketing materials. You don't have to break the bank to start with Utopian Global. With as low as €99, you can become an independent business owner and start increasing your income by joining our global network. Remember, everyone you spread the word about Utopian Global to results in you multiplying your own assets, doing good for the planet, and increasing your payouts. Don't forget to visit our website at utopianglobal.com to learn more. The time to get in is now. Utopian Global. Real assets, real income, real lifestyle.
Exactly. So let me just look at this last question I just got sent to here. We can hear, Michelle, we can all hear well. Okay, great. That's good. Fantastic. Thank you so much for helping there. Now, great video, and I think you have a little bit of more for understanding now what we are about. Unfortunately, of course, the stark financial reality is huge. We find, of course, a lot of people, basically, they have no money. It is no savings, and they live paycheck to paycheck, most certainly. And I believe you all realized that just the last few weeks, prices for food, for the goods and items we do need on a daily basis, have very, very much risen. Now, other prices may be falling, and this is where governments always fool us, because they say, well, actually prices are falling. Well, hang on a second. What do you need on a daily basis? You need food on a daily basis. So this is certainly going up. Maybe your television and your car you're going to buy, this went down, but not really the items we need on a daily basis. Yet, of course, what's happening? We have something like 38 million Americans which are with no job. We have 3.5 million Australians, which is 24.7% of the population, either unemployed or underemployed. Huge numbers in the UK and, of course, worldwide as well. Those are some realities. And then the other reality is, again, that we work hard for that money which continuously buys us less, which keeps us really in the treadmill. And this is why the one thing, and the first thing is when I got involved with Utopian Global and with the company, was I learned about what money is. I had no idea. I was making, of course, a currency. I was having 2 jobs, actually, working in the morning and then working also in the evening, working a lot. For what? For that paper currency, which continuously buys you less and less. And so I was like most people in the rat race, so continuously working harder, but just to really struggling to get by. And so money, what is money? Well, money serves, of course, 3 purposes. It should be a store of value, and it certainly should be a medium of exchange, but also a unit of account. But when you think of, is really our US dollar a store value? Does it hold value over time or does it lose it? Well, every 8 years, it loses half of its purchasing power. That means every 8 years, I need to double my income just in order to buy the same goods and services. So it's not really serving us that. And it's even worse in some other currencies, for example, the British pound or the Australian dollar is even worse. And some Argentinian peso, or let's face it, the what is it, the Russian ruble or the renminbi or the South African rand, even worse. So we're trading our life for money, and we were told to trust the paper we carry in our pockets, but can we really trust it? Well, let's look at the dollar, the rise and the fall on the dollar. And of course, the dollar is the reserve currency. Now, we see through all out those happenings on the when the Fed was created, eventually to, of course, the Wall Street crash, Black Thursday, of course, the Great Depression, which many believe we are in Great Depression scenarios, even worse, because we didn't have, of course, what we have right now. The Bretton Woods agreements, the oil crisis, and so on. You see the purchasing power of the US dollar in terms to gold has continuously done what? Going downhill. And that is just a fact. And many people don't understand, well, what does it have to do with me? Well, what it has to do with you, if you put money aside and you save it and you leave it in gold or silver, you lose. That's why Robert Kiyosaki always says about, savers are losers. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't save, but you should basically put the money aside in something which makes you money instead of loses you money. And over time, as you see, gold, going back to Roman times, to 1920 to today, 1 ounce of gold, which is around 31 grams, buys you the same goods and services all throughout that time. Yet, of course, the dollar not, because in 100 years ago, let's say, because obviously in Roman times there didn't exist the dollar, But in 1920, for 1 ounce of gold, 31 grams, you would get $20 for. So with $20, or for $20, you could buy 1 ounce of gold. Well, with $20, what can you buy today if you had held on to the dollar? Not much. And this is what so many people don't really understand. But when we look even gold in local currency and we compare it to the domestic stock indexes, and you see here, obviously the United States, you see Canada, you see Germany, that's my country. Of course, all the other countries here, Australia, China, Russia, Japan. So this is, of course, Russia, this is China, this is Australia, this is Japan. You see here the performances and this is here, as you see, in 2020. This is now. So all what I put up now is now. This is where we are at. You see, of course, the US dollar, you know, the gold in comparison to the performance of the stock index. Obviously, stock index went down, gold went up. You see Canada even more. If you're Canadian and you have it in the stock market, well, probably not such a good move. You would have been better with gold. You see here Germany, well, better with gold. You see Russia, much better with gold. But in fact, throughout every currency, you are way safer, you're way better holding it in gold. Now let's look at here. Gold has outperformed all major fiat currencies over time, all of them. Let's check another great example here, and that is the euro, the Great British Pound, and the US dollar. Euro, you see in 20 years holding gold, well, you actually outdid the market of 439%. Now, I'm 14 years with the company. That is just another, what, 6 years more. It's like this going. And so gold always has outperformed any currency. So holding on to a currency, that's the whole point, is what doesn't really make sense. Why? Because it loses. So you can look at the US dollar, 537% over 20 years. 6 months, 18%. You outdid, of course, the US dollar. Now you look at the Great British Pound, 675%, 20 years. 6 months, you 25% outdid, of course, the US dollar. When we look at the gold yields in the different phases of those very defining phases in, of course, the crashes which we had in the markets. I mean, we know the 71 and 1908 crisis, the 80 to 90. We know, of course, 2000. What was 2000 was the big tech bubble, right? So if you're old enough that you were at least 20 years old when 2020 was, so you're now, of course, in your 40s probably, you remember that the big tech bubble, everybody wanted to just own tech shares, tech. Everything was about that, but a lot of people lost basically everything, all their savings. 2000, 2010, well, what happened in 2008, 9, and 10? Of course, the great crisis, the credit crunch. And obviously, you see today we have the burst of the bubble, which is coronavirus, which is not really happening because of coronavirus, which is happening because of too much money printing out of thin air over the years. And of course, much more complex than that. But you see here, the percentages are actually in the gold yields, meaning in those times. Now, we see, of course, green, obviously this is good. Red is not so good performing, but over time you see, of course, one thing, and this is up, up, up. You maybe have a phase here, a decade, where it didn't do so well, but when we look at the overall, any currency which we find here, and some, of course, more, Argentina, it's just massive, as you see here, or you see here the Russian ruble, and you see, of course, the South African rand, etc. Way more. But look at that. I mean, the euro, the Great British Pound, you see, this is just 2010 to today. Now, US dollar as well. US dollar, remember, is the reserve currency of the world. but eventually those numbers are going to be just bigger and bigger and bigger, because look at this. This is when the crisis happened, 281%, the crisis in 2008-9, and so on. And we are here, and we are, of course, in front of what I believe everybody would agree on, and that is airline industry not going to go back so quick as we think. Travel industry, think twice. People are scared. Are they really going to travel so far? Do they really want to put up flying with their mask on and with not having be able to, you know, get some drinks or some food on the airplanes because they are not allowed? Do you really think people will do that? Think twice. Do you think people will use more Zooms to do conferences? Do you really think those big conferences, fairs are going to happen? Got to think twice. Things are shifting very, very much, which will in fact affect a lot of industries. Are people buying a lot of cars right now? Probably less. So people are tightening their belt. This is no question about that. And of course, what we have, and through Utopian Global, and always have been promoted, is tangible wealth which you can touch, which is really there, which is gold and silver. In fact, silver is really great, because silver is industrial hedge as well as a hedge against inflation. In fact, $3,500 purchased 50 years ago would now be worth $40,000. Not bad. Gold, hedge against inflation. I mean, the best hedge against inflation. Since 1932, gold has outperformed cash by more than 4,300%. That is a lot of percent. The bank certainly is not going to give you that. So what we have is a asset accumulation plan, which really starts from as little as 25 euros. You can accumulate assets on a monthly basis, and you can outdo any currency. So meaning, if you would have just imagine from 2007 when we started, 2008 till now, just done one thing, and that is every month put a little bit of dollar aside, drink one Starbucks less, you know, eat one burger less, and just put it into gold, you would be very, but very well off now. And that is the point we are making. You're spending the money anyways, because we know, I know, you're spending it. Just you're spending it in things which loses you value. A car, a television, a new mobile phone is losing you value. I mean, and of course, gold is, as you see, I believe by now, making you money. So precious metals with us is very liquid, meaning you buy the best agrovarieties, gold and silver, from the #1 refinery in the world, which does the gold for the Rolex watches, the Philippe Patek watches. You convert your dollar or your euro or your British pound or any currency easily in gold, have it saved and stored in Switzerland. Switzerland, 700 years, has not been under any attack. Very safe. You can have it shipped if you wish to, need to just convert it, pay the shipping fee. If you wish to, we don't ship to all countries, but certainly to the United States, for example, or Canada, Australia, Europe, no problem. But why doing so? You don't need to. It's better to have it at 3% above market spot, buy it at the best price ever, and have it there. And anytime you need your money because there's an emergency, you maybe now have saved, and now this house comes up, which is really great to buy, and you want to live in that, and you need to sell. Yeah, you can liquidate. Just push a button and you liquidate, and the money will be transferred to your account, which is very, very simple. So really great platform. This is what we have. Now, Store, another product, I'm going to touch very briefly on it. As I said, Store is a new product. We have only launched Store in 2018, in November 2018, late November 2018. Why? Well, pretty simple, because we are all about assets, real assets. So we don't believe in the fake and the paper, in speculation and all of that. We believe in what is, and of course, I believe we will need oil for many, many years to come. So it is a real asset. So what did we do? STORE was formed. It's an independent company, stands for Sustainable Technology and Resource Holding, together with Ryan Messer, long business relationship. And we started crowdfunding money and then buy 12% of an amazing asset, which is going to produce 25 years. 25 years, it's proven reserves. It's in Texas located. Some of you guys have gone there, visited, and this is producing 24/7 oil. Now you may think, oh, oil, didn't it just go down? Sure. Oil, obviously, because of all what this happened in the big, coronavirus, there was too much oil there pumping, but it wasn't employed, meaning, of course, there was a storage problem. So oil dropped down even in negative, which never had experienced before. But because we have a clever company, we had a hedge, meaning an insurance in place, which would secure us a price of $50 with British Petroleum, at least for 50% of the field. So we were doing very, very well on that terms. But of course, I think everybody understands economy is now coming slowly back. It's not going to be like it was, but obviously prices will rise again as well, because there is no real alternative yet to oil. If you saw the movie with recently, I think it has been now taken down with Michael Moore, he talks about it. Even though we are very much, and I'm green person, I love green, I'm alternative and so on. I look what shampoo I put in my hair, which ingredients are in there, what do I put in my mouth, certainly look for it. But I understand that, in order to go green, totally green, a lot has to happen. There has to be also government substitution for that, because as it is right now, and with cheap oil prices, what do you need? You need solar, you need silver, you need, it's costing money. Wind, what does it take? Which don't want to do atomic anymore. Well, all this costs a lot of money, and right now it's just not profitable as per se. But with that, we certainly want to enter in polystream technology that is converting oil to converting plastic back into its origin, which is oil, and then sell it to the market. So, and therefore, this is an amazing green project, and do also mineral mining. And minerals are very much needed. There's newer technology, which is greener, which we can employ to do that. So those are the projects which we have with Utopian Global. You see here are the Texas oil fields. Some people were down. You see here the gold mine in Ecuador. The STORE team were down there. And so STORE, it's its own project, has a target listing for an exchange, which right now the price is 48 cents for STORE. And we are, of course, through the accomplishment of all those projects, eventually we want to launch it with a €4 price that you can sell it with €4 on an exchange. It's not going to happen this year, but hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years. Now, Bill Rowell, he's the founder of Utopian Global, licensed precious metals dealer, and Ryan Messer is the founder of STORE, and with, of course, STORE comes a huge team of people, experts in the oil industry, in the logistics, gold, silver industry, mining, mineral reclamation, etc. And with that, of course, comes an amazing opportunity. And that is what we want to, of course, help you understand, that you need to be your own boss today, because job insecurity. Will industries come back? Some industry which probably looks like they're going to be extinguished. Remember Blockbuster? Or what is it, Blockbuster? Yeah, I think it is where did you rent the movies? Doesn't exist anymore. You just heard a huge company like Hertz out of business. Do you really think there will be so many car rental companies in the future? Isn't it like I see it here in my city? Now you can rent a car just on the side roads, or a bike on the side roads, or a roller on the side roads. You just put in your PIN there, bang, you enter it, and you can go. I mean, there's industries which probably are totally changing or being obsolete. So we got to look at, okay, so how else can I diversify? How else can I make money? What can I do? And with Utopian Global, you have amazing possibilities, because the company Utopian Global provides you the systems, the tools, the product, and all you do is you spread the word. You make the marketing. And when you spread the word, of course, then you get all the tools, but then you make money when you spread the word, just as you anyway do on a daily basis. You recommend products and services. You recommend probably right now your best to-go place where you can get delivery to go. You just don't get paid for. And so through marketing, you can actually get paid for. Now, there's two ways to start with Utopian Global. One is become a customer. Buy either gold, silver, or buy store. Why would you do it? Because your currency is losing value. Store, because you want to make long-term income from assets which produce. Affiliate, well, why would you become an affiliate? Because again, did you build a business from home? Because we all just have been condemned to stick at home, didn't we? Some countries are still not open. Is it coming back, the virus? Who knows? We don't know. Nobody knows. So we may have to stick longer at home. Isn't it better to build another income through that? And this is what you can do with Utopian Global from as little as 99 euros, just the video says, and up to, of course, above. There's no limitation, really. You can enter with any package. Now, I always suggest to get in with a bigger package. Why? Well, because it's better to start at the top than starting at the bottom. When you start, of course, with a bigger package, you have more possibilities than with a lower package. But hey, this is for everybody, and that is why we designed packages from 99. If you're outside the US, all packages currently are with store. So you get your gold or silver platform, you can buy wholesale, that you don't have a sellback fee, that you have your storage facility, you get your marketing platform, your sales funnels, all that, your coaching programs, etc. So just that the packages in the US, they are subsidized with gold and silver, which of course is amazing. Very soon, it's also coming for the Europeans, Australians, South Africans. Yes, very soon we will also be able to get gold and silver in there. Otherwise, for us right now, we just buy additional gold and silver since it doesn't come in the affiliate packages we get stored. Now, there's multiple ways to earn bonuses from recommending, and it's pretty simple. So whenever you recommend, you get paid. Every time somebody buys gold, you get paid. Every time somebody buys silver, you get paid. Every time somebody buys store of you, you get paid. And if you build a team, you even get paid various levels. Now, I want everybody to understand this business is amazing. It works if you work it. It works even better if you do what we suggest to do, and that is being on a 50 euro asset accumulation plan. Why do you want to do that? Well, I rather collect assets, and I rather have a garage full of gold than a garage full of shampoos, lotions, and potions, and whatever. I rather spend my money, not spending really, I'm really converted into something which makes me more money than in a Starbucks coffee, or which we have our habits on a daily basis. Sorry guys, I prefer to actually make more money and have that money working for me. And so the great thing is when we enter, of course, when we start a business, the first thought is always, how can I offset my initial investment? Well, you can do that pretty simple. Power of free. When you introduce 3 people who also buy a package like you, your initial payment is already paid for and you own the assets, which is great. Now, depending on the package they start, you can even do it with one person. Let's say you came in with, I don't know, you came in with a 790 package and you sell a 3,500 package. Well, now you made 998 euros, but your package only costed 790. You join with a 99 package, you sell a 3,500 package. Well, now you made 998 euros. So basically you have a 900 euro which you actually made. And of course you have your gold and silver or your store. And the great thing is the 50 euro monthly, you even can get this paid for. Even that you can get paid for. How? Pretty simple. With 8 customers or affiliates in your first or in your second level. That could be people you introduced and people they introduced. And with that, if they are just buying 50 euro monthly assets, already you making 56 euro from 8 people. Not a big deal, but they just buy 50 euros of assets. Your asset plan is offset, plus you now can spend your €6 on Starbucks if you wish. But for less than really €1.65, this is including the gold and silver, including the store. For less than, so including the assets, for less than €1.65, including your assets, which is real value, you can get ownership in real income producing assets, access to real wealth protection, access to a savings plan denominated in real assets, infinite returns from the team building, residual income, and you can have or build a team of independent people who go to work for you literally for free and enjoy, of course, tax benefits. Now, the time to get in with Utopian Global is now, because let's think about it. There's two types of people actually in the world. Those, when we look at their left scrambling, when their income is affected by either disease, illness, by the economy, what's going on with job losses, or those who are either having a plan or already had a plan in place to actually prepare for that scenario. Which one will be you? Which one will be you? I don't know. I hope that you do make action. Now, important notice, just disclaimer at the end, there's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas displayed, meaning if you go to work, you make money. If you don't, then of course you don't. If you, of course, decide to become an affiliate, Utopian Global delivers education. The materials are not to be interpreted as a promise, as a guarantee and earnings or opportunities of financial advice. We are not financial advisors. I buy gold, I buy silver because I know what it does, but I'm not advising you. You have to do your own decision. As per terms and conditions, store is not licensed in the US because it is a security. You need to be an accredited investor, and you have a 14 days money back guarantee. So again, what's going to be you? Are you going to be the person that is having a plan, or that making a plan, or is making a decision to prepare for that scenario? Or are you going to be the person who's going to miss out building wealth on autopilot? So with that, guys, thank you so much for being on the call today. I'm going to see if I have some questions here coming. Just let me see. If you have some questions, that would be fantastic. I can unmute you and you can actually ask your question. I think Reggie wanted to say something. Reggie is from the US. Let me unmute him. Hi, Reggie. You want?
Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, no problem, dude.
Okay, no. So I think he wanted to, so let me close him again there. He was actually going to say something. Reggie, are you still there? No. Okay, so anyhow, next time, because he was raising his hand. Michelle, you're also raising your hand. Dr. Blue, did you want to say something, some words? I unmuted you. You can talk. Yourself muted. I'm not sure. Kevin, Lachelle, Michelle, Sam, Teresa, Prue, great to have you on the call. Who else is there? Julie, fantastic. Donald, hopefully the audio gets started.
Yes.
Dr. Prue, yeah.
Claudia?
Yeah.
Okay, grace and peace. Yes, absolutely. First and foremost, thank you for that incredible presentation. I believe that you have made it very clear why it's important to take action right now. That's one of the reasons why we do what we do, because we believe that if there's ever been a time to really prepare for your future and prepare for your family, this is that time. When we look all over social media, all around, in spite of all the civil unrest that is now attempting to take place, we see that we are on the brink of another downturn, just like in 1929, where the economy literally went through major overhauling. Well, I believe that same time is coming. Now, this is my thoughts. I believe same time is coming. And there's a scripture that I like to always quote that when a wise man, a prudent man, sees danger ahead, he prepares for it, while a foolish keeps moving and suffers as a result of it. So I think that Claudia, what you have shared today, you have given us a clarion call to take action now. And everyone who is listening to the sound of my voice, I'm here to share with you that if you will follow the instructions, your lineage will change. I'm talking about your future generations. Starting with you. This is a true wealth building company, not a get rich quick company, a wealth building company. And I would rather have something that builds wealth, that is sustainable, that is solid, than something where I can make a whole bunch of money right now, but tomorrow it doesn't matter because the money I've made was unprotected and can vanish. So again, I'm so proud to be a part of the company. I thank God for Mr. Bill Rao, our company president, and his vision in seeing that all can build wealth when they have the right instructions. And thank you, Claudia Eifer, for your commitment to educating, empowering, teaching, and training people on what to do during difficult times. And that's what we need to understand today, what to do during difficult times. Thank you, Claudia. And I'm so happy to be on the call.
Thank you, Dr. Blue. Blessings to you and your family and all what you do. Thank you so much. And we have Reggie, also a fellow citizen of you in the US. He wanted to also say some few words. So Reggie, I believe you can talk now. You're self-muted still. You got to unmute yourself.
Now, how is that?
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And to double back off of Dr. Blue, tremendous understanding, because what we're doing is ringing the bell. I remember when I got involved in this networking business. I mean, I ran my own company for 18 years. I started back in '92 with regards to caring for others was the name of my company as a professional caregiver. And the beauty about that was that I was self-employed. Oh, the biggest thing, education, self-employed. But the thing what I learned quickly was that I couldn't duplicate it. I didn't have enough time in a day for 2 clients, which I had to go to 1 because of the energy in caregiving. It was not duplicatable. Now, from that point on, I grew in the recession hit in 2008. I saw the damage that the recession, 2008, did. Folks losing their homes, brick and mortar. Fortunately, I was in what's known as a manufactured home. Some may call it a mobile home. Because it had axles, it was considered a vehicle. So I was fortunate in that regard. But in my business, I had to get only 1 because of the recession. Now, as I move forward, I'm thinking to myself, getting of age, I mean, I'm 68 now. Well, I will be on June 15th. Hint, hint. But anyway, I saw the recession and what it did and how folks lost, and then their 401ks devastated. Folks were just coming back around. When I got involved in network marketing, I spent $20,000. I went to Thailand to sit with a marketing group. And through that atmosphere and through that training, I started understanding with networking, that aspect, network marketing, what it meant. I got involved after that in another group. But what they gave me was an elementary education toward gold and the understanding that gold is money. I moved from that aspect, and about, I'm going to say 2017, I came across Swiss Gold Global. The beauty about that was that they were offering gold, verifiable, LBMA certified, silver, LBMA certified, Swiss 999. Which was my win-win. And at the same time, though, they were doing the Bitcoin. Whole new thing, a whole new ball of wax. But that blockchain aspect, there's everybody out there, I mean, fly-by-nights, everybody's hollering. But with regards to here and the relationship that was developed with Genesis Mining that Bill Rawl has created allowed us an opportunity to get into that window securely, no fantasy, very, very transparently, but we got into the game. Listening to the mentors, Claudia, Bill, Dr. Blue, these were the mentors at that window that was telling you to, hey, do it now. And when the time came that sucker hit that $20,000 window, get out. Those that did, and I was one of them, very happy. Those that didn't, cried the blues. Listening to the mentorship here with Utopian Global, as it is today, the items that we have, the precious metals of gold and silver, we've got store for the international market, but for the U.S., we've got a gift coming, we've got a biggie. But the whole point I'm saying in regards to this process as a regular guy, the principle that they're founded on is the ordinary guy. I'm a country boy now that I'm in Texas. Yeehaw. I was out, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. I was out in the garden turning the water off. And I just happened to get out, and then you called my name. Wouldn't you know it? Thank you, Claudia, so much. You all that are coming in, this is for the everyday man, woman. The business is simple, 3 steps. 3 steps. Build up as many as you can, but they are seeing the company is giving the tools, the webinars, the instruction sheet. I mean, come on, knowledge. We've got excellent teachers, Carlos Oliveros, Dr. Blue, educating us. Folks, look, I'm not being paid to say this. Okay, I'm not being paid or compensated to say this. But this is a very transparent, very real, as they said, assets, real income, real lifestyle business. It's your business that we have access to. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Reggie. Really, really great to have you on the call with your head. And Michelle says her daughter has the same birthday as do the same dates. So that is Michelle from the UK, which is great. All right. Well, thank you so much for the testimony there. And thank you all the listeners. And I hope that you do make action, as Reggie said, or Dr. Blue said. Sorry, I have to scratch over here. Just wanted to show you something. I have some study to do this weekend myself, because it's all about education. But the great thing is I educate myself, then I can give you that knowledge further. So this is my weekend work. As you see, it just came out. That is the latest all over economy report of the whole economy in gold we trust report. So a lot of study to do. But why do I do that? Because again, this is so important. That is education. We must educate ourselves, and we must take care of our finances, because believe me or not, I don't want to have any advice, or I don't want to have any other person look after my wealth, after my money. So we've got to take responsibility. And what great thing then to have a vehicle here, what we have for Utopian Global, where you can diversify, which is really important, and where you can access to that knowledge. So you don't have to go through all that. You don't have to do all that studies. You can just listen and plug into the information. And then, of course, do your research, or then make your decision out of it. So with that, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and stay blessed and stay safe. Thank you.